You did too last night, Marion. You know, I want to go to Texas Roadhouse. Oh man. I told y'all about that time I ended up with 2 dates at Texas Roadhouse on Veterans Day. It was so funny. Yeah, pretty much yeah, it's workable. We gonna make it work. We're gonna make it work. Um, so I was sitting there and I just went with me because I don't have a problem going out to eat by myself. I really don't. And so I went, and it's just one person. So it's like, okay, we'll just wait with everybody else. And of course, the waiting area was full, and it was people sitting outside. They give you the little thing that buzzes when your table's ready. It's packed, as every Veterans Day is packed. Um, and so I was sitting there, and then these two guys came in. One was white and one was black. And so they checked in and they told him to have a seat. So they sat next to me. So the black guy sat next to me and the white guy was on the other side of him. And they called for them first. And so the black guy stood up and he started to walk over to where the podium thing was, whatever. And then he looked back and he came back. He was like, "You were here before us." I said, "Yeah, but it's that, your table's ready." He said, "Come eat with us." I was like, and I looked at the person, the dude he was with, and he was like, and so I was like, okay. And so them two sat on one side of the table. I was on the other side of the table. And me and the black guy, like we talked off and on the whole time. The white guy was real quiet. He he looked like he was still somewhat shell shocked. Like I can tell he had some type of trauma that happened. Because he was just really quiet. And y'all know my face be talking for me. And so at one point the black guy said, he looked at me and he looked at his friend. He was like, "Yeah, he's really quiet. He doesn't like to talk about military stuff too much anymore." And I'm like, "That's understandable." He did speak a few times. At one point, I said something like directly to him, and he looked at me and smiled. So I'm like, okay, like he's not like, "Why is this bitch at our table?" But it was just so fucking cool though. And before we all left, the black guy was like, "Same time next year." I'm like, "Yeah." And I said, "You know what?" I said, "This is so cool because I came here by myself and I ended up with 2 dates." And that's when the other guy smiled. He looked at me and just smiled. And I'm like, "Yeah, okay." But that was just so freaking cool. I didn't know them people. They didn't know me. Look at me. The other guy was like nodding. He looked at me. Was like, "Yeah." But yeah, that was so cool. I was like, "Oh my gosh."